Big Z Reviews. Dog is a new drama road trip film that recently came out in theaters and also now just hit streaming, like paid streaming. And it's actually a pretty good time. I enjoyed myself with it.
Sergeant Rodriguez was a legend. Family funeral Sunday outside of Nogales. They want his dog at the funeral. You do this, and you're back in the game. She won't work with anyone. One minute she's good, the next minute she's sending 3 guys to the ER.
What's up, dog? And you're gonna go on a little road trip. Easy. Why y'all so scared of? Smell it out, big time.
So you could kind of consider this a chick flick, but it's also just kind of like a great road trip movie where Channing Tatum, like he is like an ex-ranger, and he had like one of his friends was part of a dog unit, and his dog Lulu, like, and him, like, they're all like, their unit was hit by an explosion, and Channing Tatum and the dog, suffered injuries. They both had like traumatic brain injuries from it, and they're both like, it's affecting their lives. But then, the dog's trainer or owner, he like got in a car accident and died. And now that like the sergeant or his commanding officer will put in a recommendation for him to do private security work, if he takes a dog who can't fly anymore and travels with her to the funeral. And then you have a road trip movie. And this was actually directed by both Reed Carolyn and Channing Tatum, and is written by Reed Carolyn. And like there's some it's a really kind of heart-touching like film. And I will say that like even he said it, like, in one interview I watched with Channing Tatum, he was like, the dog does not die. It's not that kind of movie. So it's like slight spoiler, but it's just that to reassure anyone that might not watch the film because of the dog possibly dying. The dog does not die. And a lot of the different like plot points in it that you could see a mile away. Although there's some interesting ones you don't see that pop up. But I mean that it gets touching because like they're so similar. Channing and Lulu, they both have suffered in the war, and they both probably done horrible things, but that's kind of who they are. And they have to live with it, and they're both really rough around the edges. The dog more so, like you can't touch it around the ears, and it's going to be put down because like now that the trainer's dead, no one else can work with her. And there's just a lot of great little moments, like as like there's a lot of road trip stuff. Like at one point he does drugs. Well, they don't do any drug scene, but they have the prank scene, or they try to get in the fancy hotel by saying he's a blind veteran with the dog, the seeing eye dog, and that goes, of course, horribly. And there's a whole thing that that they kind of hate each other, but then they also do the bonding, through the troubles and turmoils of the road trip, and there's just some really touching stuff. And it's actually pretty well crafted. It's not anything like amazing, but it's a kind of touching little flick. I enjoyed myself with it. I don't know if I recommend seeing it in theaters, but if it's seen in streaming now, if you're willing to pay for it, or waiting for when it comes inevitably to a free or monthly paid streaming service, I would definitely recommend checking out Dog. Like it's a heart-wrenching kind of film that is fun. It's a good flick. Especially if you love dogs, and so I would recommend it. I'd probably give like an 8.25 out of 10 or something, like 8.5 out of 10. I had a good time with it. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.